Hey guys, it's late. It's like 3 a.m. I can't sleep. I've been trying to sleep since 9 o'clock. I've been battling a migraine, so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go to bed early. And didn't work. Still awake. And I've been thinking, I don't know. I get deep thoughts at 3 a.m., right? Does anybody else have that, like, late night thoughts? I'm also eating rice because I'm hungry. So this is going to be kind of a hang out and chat mukbang kind of thing, I guess. I don't know, because I'm hungry, and but I don't want to wait till I'm done eating to chat with y'all because I have some stuff to say and I want to go to bed. So when I'm done eating, I seem to always be sitting in the kitchen eating food when I'm talking to y'all. Maybe I should be a mukbang channel. I don't know. I don't know. I find those quite just gross. So I don't like watching people eat. It's weird. I don't know. But anyways, been having some thoughts. If you follow me on Instagram, if I'm really close to the screen. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I've been talking a lot about the 12 DIYs of giveaways, I think is what it's called. That Auntie Tay, she is a fellow YouTuber that she is putting on, and I've been really kind of like talking about it a lot because I feel it's very important. And so for those of you who don't know what it is, the 12 DIYs of giveaways is basically a fundraiser for an organization called Christ's Hope International. And now this is the first time I've ever heard of this organization is when she's putting this together, so I don't really know much about it besides what she has personally shared. It's an organization that helps kids in Africa who are infected and affected with HIV, by HIV and AIDS. And it's really amazing. They're raising money. Their goal is to get to $10,000. And I believe they said $10,000 will feed an entire care point. Will feed a care point for an entire year. So how amazing would that be to know that we were able to feed these children for a full year? Like all of 2021, they will be fed. Like they don't have to ever worry about their food. That's amazing. You know, we forget so often, I think, here in America. I mean, I know there are plenty of people in America that deal with hunger and homelessness and stuff, but I don't know, I just think it's very different in other countries, especially in certain parts of Africa. I don't know exactly like where in Africa they work out of, except for, you know, obviously the more impoverished areas. So basically this started on Giving Tuesday, and this is kind of like a fundraiser that's going from the 1st of December until the 12th of December. That's why it's the 12 DIY, and it's all about crafting, all about, so 12 DIYs of Christmas. Basically what's going on is she got some really amazing companies to partner with her for this, and it's a fundraiser, so it's like a raffle. So she was able to get amazing companies like Michael's Craft Store. We also have other things like Icon Art, We Are Memory Keepers, Expressions Vinyl. Now some of you might not know what any of those are, except for, like I said, Michael's Craft Store. Most of you probably know Michael's. I think they're throughout the nation. I don't know if they're in other countries, but I think they're throughout America. But they are donating a $500 gift card to this fundraiser. I think she said there's over $4,000 worth of prizes that are being given away during this time. So basically the way it works is you go to her website, auntietay.com, and I'll link it below, of course. And you can enter in, basically you buy a raffle ticket. You enter into whatever prize you would like to win. And there's a ton of stuff on there. I actually am personally giving away $30 worth of basically a $30 online gift card to my shop, which is Designs by Sweet Tea. So that's really awesome. She is giving away $100 gift cards. She's like $400 or $500 gift cards, maybe? No, maybe that was the other one. I don't know. She's giving away a lot of stuff. It's really amazing. But anyways, there's a lot of amazing people and companies and stuff that are donating. And it's for a really good cause. 100% of the proceeds that they raise are going to go directly to Christ Hopes International. And she personally has traveled to Africa with this company, with this organization, met the children that they actually work with, met the people that they work with, like firsthand, and has been able to like basically say like, okay, this is not a scam. These children are not being exploited. This organization truly cares about these children, these people, not only being able to provide schooling, but medical, food, and most importantly, the gospel of Jesus, a Christian organization. And they're able to just be Jesus to these people. And I think it's amazing. And I'm very passionate about this because I've never really talked about this before to anybody. Maybe a little bit when it kind of pops in my head like a long time ago. But when I was I think it was when I was in high school. Pretty sure I was like a sophomore or junior in high school. I can't quite remember. So back in the day, I don't even know if this is still a thing or not. It might be, but there used to be this thing called Acquire the Fire. Some of you may remember it. I don't know if you would or not. It was basically this big convention like thing for teenagers, like middle school and high schoolers, college students too, probably. We'd come and learn about Jesus, and it was amazing. And there was like a 3-day or 2, like over the weekend, and they would have bands, like big headline bands come play. Like, I saw Newsboys, I saw Skillet, no Third Day Day, but like big, like well-known in the Christian community bands. They had speakers, preachers, skits, lots of just really fun stuff. And basically the whole thing was acquiring the fire for Jesus and like being filled with the Holy Spirit. And it was just an amazing time of coming together with fellow believers and being in the presence of God. It was really awesome. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because there was also like a lot of booths and stuff around that they were selling merch, and then a lot of organizations were there, like giving away information about the organization, pamphlets and all that kind of stuff, I remember there was this, I can't even remember the name of the organization, but it was some organization that did stuff like that. But they also put together mission trips to different countries around the world. And I got a pamphlet, like a little booklet about different countries that they go to and kind of information about this organization. And again, I don't remember the name of it. It was a long time ago. And I just had gotten it because, I would go around and just collect all different pamphlets and stuff from everybody to like look over later. Didn't really think much of it at the time. Sometime after, I don't know how long after, if it was like a couple weeks, couple months, I don't know. But I got really, really sick. With IBS, I had a really bad IBS flare. And before I went off gluten, I used to have very, very severe irritable bowel. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, those of you who don't know what that is. And I would have, this might be TMI, but it is reality of life for me, very, very severe diarrhea and intense cramping and just not fun stuff. So I was having a flare-up one night. And at this point, before I really I wasn't officially diagnosed with it yet. I didn't get officially diagnosed, I think, till I was 18. But I was dealing with it, and so we didn't really have a good handle on it at this point. There were times when I would actually just sleep in the bathroom because it was so intense, and it would always hit me at nighttime, or usually hit me at night. I don't know why, but it was always at night. I'd be woken up in the middle of the night with an awful gut ache and be in the bathroom for hours. And so there would be times when I would just sleep in the bathroom because I'm like, it's not worth going back and laying in bed just to get up again 10 minutes later and go back. And so I kind of had my little setup in there. So I had some pamphlets because I was like, well, I'm going to be here for a while. I might as well read something. And so I brought in the pamphlets and I was kind of looking through it. And I mean, the only thing I can say is like, it was God. It was God, because for some reason, I felt so drawn to the Africa section. And I've never really thought about Africa before that. I have a mission trip to Mexico, in high school I did that. I'd always like wanted to go to Africa in the sense of like the safari. Like I've always wanted to go on an African safari, because like I love animals and that would just be the most amazing experience ever, I think. But never really felt called to missions. That's not really my thing. It's not my calling. I had never thought about it. And for some reason, I could not get the Africa section out of my mind. And I kept reading it over and over again. And it was so interesting. And honestly, I don't remember what it said. I don't remember what it talked about. All I know it had to do with Africa and their missions to Africa. And I had this thought, those of you who who aren't Christians, this might sound complete utter craziness to you, but I'd say that God spoke to me. Now, the way God speaks to me is not like an audible voice. I don't like hear him being like, "Hey, Teresa, what's up?" That'd probably scare the frick out of me, to be honest. But I guess I just call them like, I just have thoughts, but I know that they're not from me. Like it's God is putting this imagery or this thoughts or these words in my head. And again, I know that might sound really weird to some people, but you know, it's not like schizophrenia or something where I'm hearing voices. Like it's legitimately not like that. It's just, I'll just have a thought. And this thought was, you're going to go to Africa. You're going to, okay, so let me go back just a little bit because this is important to the story. My whole entire life, well, most of my life, since I was like 8 years old, I've wanted to be a veterinarian. This is something that I've always been incredibly passionate about. I'm still incredibly passionate about it. At this point in my life, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, just due to my illness, my disability. But at this point, I was still in high school. I don't think I had Lyme disease yet. Honestly, I can't. Maybe I did. I wasn't diagnosed yet, though, if I was. So I was still, I think I was like sick, but I wasn't like to the point where I didn't think that I would be able to pursue, you know, a career. There was nothing making me think that wouldn't happen. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a veterinarian. So I had this thought of, you're gonna go to Africa, you're gonna go and treat their animals, and you're going to show them that if this God is so gracious that he's willing to send someone over to treat and take care of my animal, how much more does this God love me as a human being? I just had that thought. I was like, you're going to show them love by giving free veterinary care to their animals and teaching them about Jesus. And this was just this thought I had, and I was like, okay. I mean, I know it's from the Lord because I never once in my life before that ever thought of anything like that. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with, I can't remember what they call it, but it's that organization of doctors that will go over basically pro bono for free, and they travel to third world countries and they give free medical care. Is it Doctors on Wings or something like that, maybe? I don't know, but it's just this organization, like I said, that does that. And so in my mind, I thought, okay, well, I could go over as a veterinarian, maybe get some of my fellow colleagues or something to go over with these organizations and treat the people, but help their animals, because animals over there, at least in a lot of these villages and stuff, they're not just like pets or whatnot. Like they're their actual livelihood. Like without these animals, they would starve to death. They would die because, you know, they raise cattle, they raise goats, they raise chickens, and these, you know, they sell them for meat, they use their milk, they collect their eggs. I mean, it's like these animals are legitimately their livelihood. And so it's important that these animals are properly taken care of, because if the animals get sick and die, the people will not survive, or they'll have issues in life because their livelihood is gone. And so, and you know, I'm such a big animal lover. My entire life I've always wanted to work with animals and heal animals, and like that's just, I feel like that's just my calling. And this thought just came to my head of like, yep, you're gonna go to Africa, you're going to care for these people's animals, and through caring for their animals, you're going to show them the love of Christ, and you're going to show them how much God loves them, that he's willing to send someone to take care of their animal. You know, that just means that he loves you that much more because he is such a good God. And it's, I don't know. It was like this revelation of like, oh, okay, well, apparently one day I'm going to go to Africa. I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, if God wants that, that's what the way it's going to be, you know? And this time, obviously, I was still in high school, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously something that's going to happen way in the future, because for me to do that, I'd already have to be a veterinarian. And that's, you know, not anywhere in the foreseeable future, because it's going to take me, I think I was like a sophomore, like I said, so at least 2 more years of high school, 8 years of college at the minimum. It's going to be a while. So, but it's always just kind of been in the back of my head. And then, of course, you know, got sick, and plans got derailed. Never ended up going to veterinary school. I don't know if I ever will. It's just, life. But I still just every now and then I'm reminded of that thought. You're going to go to Africa and you're going to help their animals and show them the love of Jesus. And it's like, okay, but how am I going to do that when I'm sick, I don't know. God's obviously got a plan. I struggle a lot with understanding that plan because I feel like I have such a strong calling on my life. But at this point in time, physically, I'm unable to achieve that calling. And that's very difficult because I'm like, okay, God, why would you call me to this to be a veterinarian? And like, I feel it in every ounce of my soul that this is who I am. I'm meant to be a veterinarian. Why would he call me to that if he wasn't going to make it possible to happen? That's a whole nother video, a whole nother conversation. So I struggle with that a lot. But this came up, it's just like, I'm still kind of just processing this. Like, I just had this thought, well, maybe this is part of the calling, is to help through this. I don't know. But I was reminded, because I hadn't thought about that in a really long time. And I was reminded when Tay started talking about Africa and her story and how she's passionate for it. And I was just like, oh yeah, God told me, I'm pretty sure it was God, told me that I was going to go to Africa and teach these people about him. And so while I can't physically go, I can give. And, I don't have much to give, but I do have a little bit. I can give and I can share with you guys the story about what she's doing and raising money for in hopes that maybe you can give too. I know 2020 has been a very hard year on everybody around the world, but I think it's very, very important to remember to give to those who are less fortunate than us. It's pretty neat because while you're giving, you're also entering into a chance to win some really freaking amazing prizes at the same time. So even though you might not win, you know that you still helped a good cause. But if you do win, then hey, that's awesome, right? So yeah, like I said, it's a fundraiser. A bunch of different companies have come together and donated products and gift cards and things like that you can win. You just go to her site and you just enter in how many, it's $5 a ticket or $5 a raffle. And you can enter in as many times as you want to, whatever ones you want to do. Yeah, so like I said, they're trying to get 10,000. Last I heard, they're at about a little over 6,000. Might be higher than that now, but that's the last I remember hearing, was a little over 6,000, and they have until 12th. So if you're somebody who thinks that sounds pretty neat, whether or not you just want to win a prize or you feel called to give, please check it out. I'll link it down below. She's going live every single day on Facebook. Well, yeah, Facebook, but YouTube. She also is doing pre-shows on Facebook and Instagram where she's making a craft and she's teaching us how to make a craft while she's also sharing her story of Africa and how she feels called to this, and then while raising money at the same time. So it's super cool. This is a really amazing thing. You guys really need to check her out. Check out this giveaway, this fundraiser event. It's amazing. So I don't know. It's I kind of feel okay, God, maybe, is my light being weird? I don't know. Sorry, guys. I can't go to Africa right now. Really, nobody can go to Africa right now, but you know what I mean? Physically, I'm not capable of making that trek. And I don't have the schooling, the training to work veterinary medicine for their animals. But this is something that I can do to help out. And like I said, I was just kind of reminded just recently that oh yeah, that was something that I felt called to do. So this is something that, is really dear to my heart. And I really think it's amazing what she's doing, using her platform to raise money for these children. It's amazing. And I don't know. I just think if you can give, please do. Even if you can't, you should still come hang out. I'm usually on her lives. I'm one of her moderators. So they're helping answer questions and hanging out with you guys and everything. So if you want to come chat, you can come hang out on her lives with us. Like I said, it only goes till December 12th. So we're coming up pretty soon to the deadline. But you guys, definitely check out her channel. She's awesome. Just a genuinely genuinely kind person. And I kind of touched on this a little bit, but this will probably have to be a whole other video because this one's gonna be way long as this. But just how like it's been really difficult for me because my throat is making weird noises. I feel like I have this calling, like it's God's like, you're gonna do that someday, but it's hard to understand how or like why I have this desire or this calling on my life when it seems like he isn't allowing it to happen. Something I've really struggled with is like, okay, God, well, if this is your will for me, why aren't you opening the doors? Why are you constantly slamming the doors? Why are you constantly allowing me to be sick over and over and over again? If, I don't know. Struggles, right? I'm sure most people deal with that, but it just, on me, it's like a different level. It's like, you know, why do I feel this calling and this desire like in every cell in my body, but yet I'm prevented from doing it. It's not even just like financial obstacles or like whatever, you know, it's like, it's actually, I'm physically incapable and mentally at this point incapable as well, because I have pretty severe cognitive issues. I've never been diagnosed with anything. I would actually really like to go see a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, whoever it is that diagnoses people with mental disability, because I'm really curious if I have something. I mean, I know it's caused by my Lyme disease because I wasn't this way when I was younger before I got sick. But who knows? Maybe I have something. But I have a very difficult time with my cognitive understanding and cognitive critical thinking, that I just know veterinary medicine, like, that's not going to happen with this. Like, there's no way. And not with the way my brain is right now. But I don't know. I gotta trust in the Lord that he knows what he's doing. And maybe like I said, I'm not able to physically go to Africa, but by sharing this story and by getting the word out, you know, we're raising money for these kids and for these people, these families, this organization. And like I said, it's something that I'm very, very passionate about. So I'm really excited to be a part of it. I know I'm just a small, tiny bit of it. You know, I'm only able to give, you know, a $30 to my shop, and only a little bit of I've only been able to donate a little bit of money, but more so it's just knowing that I'm a part of something bigger. And like I said, even if you can't donate, just come hang out, share her stuff, and bring awareness to this organization that's doing really, really amazing things and helping these children to go to school, get a good education, and you know, further their lives. But yeah, I think it's really amazing what this organization does, and I'm really excited and proud to be able to say that I'm a part of this fundraiser and that I've given to it too. So if you guys want to join us, that'd be awesome. We'd love to see you over there on the lives. Come hang out, chat with us. It'd be great. And yeah, if you can give, if you can't, again, I understand. I mean, like I said, I was only able to give just a couple dollars, so I totally get it if you're not able to. But if you are able to, it would really be amazing if you could, you know, bring a little bit of good into this year, right? So anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me talk and ramble and eat my rice with y'all. And I am getting kind of tired now, so I hope they're able to go to sleep. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I should say this at the beginning of the video because I know not everyone watches to the end of my videos. But if you're watching to the end of the video, thank you so much. Could you put let's see, if you're watching this at the end of the video, put a purple heart in the comments. And go subscribe to Auntie Tay. And I'll see y'all soon. I have some really awesome stuff coming to my channel and I'm really excited. So I'll talk to you later. Bye guys.